In today's video, we're going to talk about how sometimes things in life are actually pretty simple. What's up, VIPs? Derek here, back with another video. And you know, sometimes when you lose your sight and you become visually impaired, things seem very, very hard and very, very difficult. And you know, there's some truth in that. There are some very difficult things after you lose your sight. But occasionally, you do run across things that are pretty simple, and I've got a story to help illustrate that today. By the way, if you're new around here, my name is Derek, and I help people just like you to discover life after sight loss. Here you'll find product reviews, life advice, encouragement, how-tos, and so much more. So if all that sounds good to you, I'd love for you to consider subscribing, following, liking, and all that other good stuff so that you don't miss another single video. So a while back, we noticed that a window in my house started to leak whenever it rained. It didn't do it every single time, but you know, we'd have a big gust of rain and start to leak. Well, then recently it started to leak even more whenever it would rain, and it almost did it every single time. So I thought, oh my gosh, we're gonna have to replace the window, or have to rip half that wall out. It's gonna be a whole big thing. And I was really dreading it because, well, I'm not very handy and I'm not sure what's gonna happen. So I called one of my good friends who is pretty darn handy and said, hey, can you come over and look at this window? I thought he's gonna tell me some awful stuff. He's gonna tell me how this window has to be replaced and it's gonna be terrible. Anyway, he came over, he looked at it, he said, oh, this and this and this, and I'll put the thing, get the ladder, bloop, everything. You should be good now. And I'm like, really? I'm not gonna have to replace the whole window? He's like, no. He said, and even if this doesn't work, we'll just do this other thing and it'll be fine. I was like, oh, okay, great. It was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I was sure he was going to tell me some awful news and it was going to be this horrible thing. And, you know, he fixed it with stuff around my house that I already had, surprisingly. Of course, I didn't know. And I'm telling you all this because I was like, wow, this is a really simple thing that I was really, really dreading. And sometimes when you lose your sight and you're visually impaired, it can feel like that. You know, maybe you've got to do something or you've got to go somewhere, you've got to do a project or whatever it is, and you're really dreading it because you're like, this is going to be awful. Like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to do this and I don't know how to do that. My blindness is really going to get in the way. And then you get there or you do the thing and you're like, oh, that really wasn't that bad. I thought it was going to be a lot worse. For example, you know, sometimes when you first lose your sight, the thought of using a computer or a smartphone or something like that can be like, how am I going to use this? I've seen people on Twitter and Facebook and they first lose their sight, or maybe they've got somebody in their family that's losing their sight and they're like, what phone can they use? I need to know. And what computer am I going to have to buy? What am I going to have to do? And all of a sudden when you tell them, what kind of phone do they have? And like, oh, they have an iPhone. It's like, oh, just turn on VoiceOver. You're good to go. It's like, what? What do you mean? You mean it's already in the thing I've got? Yeah, it's already in there. Oh, so I don't have to buy a bunch of stuff? Not necessarily. I mean, you might, you know, if you do other things. But for that, turn it on, you're good. Zoom, it's all in there. Wow, that's such a simple thing. I know, right? It's great. With the way technology is today, sometimes things are just simple. Now, look, don't get me wrong. I understand that sometimes things are hard. I get it. I get that things can be difficult. And I'm not minimizing the difficult things. I'm simply saying that sometimes the things that we face actually can be kind of simple. And it's a lot of that dread that we feel that makes it somewhat difficult. So don't let me minimize the difficult things. Let's just talk about sometimes how things are, well, they can be kind of simple. And, you know, when you find those things, it's like, oh, that makes me feel so good. So let's all just take a deep breath and be grateful for those times in our lives when things are actually pretty simple. So my question for you today is this: what is one thing that you faced in life after losing your sight that was actually pretty simple? Was it something you had to do, something you had to face, somewhere you had to go, a technology? What was it? I want to hear about it, and I know others would as well, so let me know in the comments below. Hey, if you liked this video, if you found it helpful, make sure to give it a big okay. One more time. Here we go. Hey, if you liked this video, if you found it helpful, make sure to show your support by giving a bit. Oh, that one's close. Hey, if you liked this video, if you found it helpful, make sure to show your support by giving it a big thumbs up and sharing it out with somebody that you know. And if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so that you don't miss another single video. Thanks so much for watching wherever you are, and until next time, remember that sight loss isn't the end. It's just the beginning. My name's Derek Daniel from LifeAfterSightLoss.com, and I'll see you in the next one.